We all build Magic decks for different reasons. Sometimes it's about the perfect combo or just winning games, but often it's more personal than that. The cards you pick, the versions you chase down, even the quirks and customizations, they all say something about you. There's something special about seeing a deck that reflects the person playing it. Maybe it's a beat up card with a story behind it, or a foil that's been in every deck you've owned. Some choices make a deck unforgettable. Others might just make your friends shake their heads. Today, I'm covering the top 10 deck flexes and fails. Before we dive in, let me make one thing clear. This video is all in good fun and there's absolutely no hate here. However you want to play Magic is totally fine. Whether you're all in on high-end collectibles or running budget decks full of proxies, what matters most is that you're enjoying the game. This list is about the different ways players express themselves through their decks. We're starting with the one true fail on the list and climbing towards something that goes way beyond rarity or price. Stick around because the last one might just change how you think about what really makes a deck special. Let's get into it. Kicking off the list with a certified fail, the old Sharpie on a basic proxy. This is the classic, grab a basic land, scribble Mox Diamond on it in your best 8th grade handwriting, and call it a day. Look, I get it. We've all been there. One or two of these in your deck probably isn't a big deal. But if you're showing up to game night with a deck full of these, you're just going to annoy everyone at the table. Professionally printed proxies sit in a unique spot on this list. They certainly aren't a flex, but they're not a fail either. In fact, for many Magic players, proxies are a practical solution to a real problem, making the game more accessible and affordable. These are the cards that you see from Etsy shops, dedicated proxy printing websites, or friends with high-quality printers. They're usually not legal for tournament play, and no one's mistaking them for the real deal, but that's not the point. Proxies can look great, feel intentional, and make expensive cards more accessible. If you're playing casual Magic and everyone's cool with it, this isn't a fail, it's just smart. In many casual circles, a well-made proxy shows that you care enough to personalize your deck and keep things fun, fair, and inclusive. It's a reminder that Magic is about the experience, not just the price tag. This is where we land when you're using real cards, but not going out of your way to spice them up. We're talking about the newest, most mass-produced versions of cards, the 18th copy of Cultivate, the generic Swords to Plowshares you get in pre-cons, or the 47th version of Sol Ring. They're fine, they're functional, but they're boring. No style points here. This isn't a flex. It's the deck equivalent of wearing a gray t-shirt. Reliable, totally fine, but not exciting. Foils are the traditional way to show off. They're shiny, they catch the light, they feel just a little bit premium. Not everyone likes playing with them, but if you show up with a full foil mana base, your deck immediately looks like it costs more, even if it didn't. This is the entry-level upgrade, and it gets noticed. Unless your local meta is super high-end, this is a solid flex. I will note that since the introduction of collector's boosters, many foils are worth the same or sometimes even less than their non-foil counterpart. These foils have been printed into oblivion and are not what I would consider a flex. This one isn't the flashiest flex, but to me, it's one of the most satisfying. Having every token your deck can produce isn't just about being organized, it shows real intentionality. It's a quiet way of saying, this deck and I have history, and I know how it works, and I came prepared. Whether it's a treasure, a golem, a squirrel, or some obscure emblem, pulling out the perfect token at the right moment says you care. And look, I'll admit it, I love tokens. I love making them, piling them up, watching the board get crowded with them. It reminds me that my engine is working. For me, having all the right tokens is a way of honoring the deck I put so much time into. It's like giving it the tools to speak for itself. It's cleaner, it's more immersive, and it makes the game better for everyone at the table. A quiet flex? Maybe, but one I'll always respect. Now we're diving into premium territory. Etched foils, extended borders, showcase frames, galaxy foils, textured foils. If Wizards can invent a foil treatment, there's someone out there who wants it in their deck. These versions are often limited or exclusive to specific products like collector's boosters, and they're built to stand out. Play a foil dragon scale fetch land, and people will notice. Now we're getting into the upper atmosphere of deck flexing. Serialized cards aren't just rare, they're extremely rare. You might pull a 142 out of 500, or if you're lucky, snag the coveted number 1. When you play one of these, you're literally holding a piece of Magic history. There are only a handful like it on the planet. These show up in collector's boosters, and let's be real, they aren't cheap. But when you drop a serialized card on the table, it's a conversation starter. It's proof you went the extra mile and probably skipped a few meals to track it down. It's the equivalent of showing up to game night wearing a championship ring. It might not make your deck better, but it absolutely makes your deck unforgettable. Now this is real artistry. Alters are when you have an artist physically repaint or redraw part, or sometimes all, of a card. Some extend the original artwork beyond the frame. Others completely reimagine it. Each one is personal, expressive, and completely one of a kind. Whether it's your commander turned into your D&D character, a full art homage to your favorite pop culture reference, or just a beautiful reinterpretation of a card you love, this is more than just a flex. It's a collaboration. Best of all, it directly supports the artists in our community. You're not just customizing your deck, you're investing in someone's craft and helping them keep doing what they love. A card that no one else on earth has, made just for you by a real human being, that's not just cool, that's meaningful. That's magic. I understand this may turn a few heads, but stick with me. I'm telling you, Misprints and Oddities are the coolest cards that you may have never heard of. Misprints are factory accidents, unintended quirks of the production process. We're talking cards that were miscut, printed upside down, missing ink, double stamped, crimped, or have color errors. These cards are weird, but also incredibly collectible and valuable. Oddities are something else entirely. Test prints, make-readies, stamped event cards, signed cards, items that were created intentionally, but sometimes never meant to be seen by the public. Having a misprint or an oddity in your deck, it's kind of like walking into F&M in a tuxedo. Confident, rebellious, and completely intentional. Huge flex. Now, I've been collecting misprints and oddities since 2017, and it is my greatest passion in Magic. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment and I will reply. And that brings us to our number 1, the cards with a great story. It doesn't matter if it's foil, serialized, or even in good condition. If you can point to a card in your deck and say, this is the Land War Elves I pulled from my first booster pack, or I won this in a draft back in 2009 and it's been every green deck I've played since. That is the ultimate flex. Because that card isn't just a game piece. It's a memory. It's a time capsule. It holds a moment that meant something to you. Maybe you got it signed by a friend. Maybe it was a part of your first combo win. Maybe it reminds you of a night laughing at a table with people you don't see much anymore. Whatever the story is, it matters, and it matters because it's yours. And in a game where almost everything can be bought, foils, misprints, serialized cards, alternate art, promos, a card with a story is something money simply can't replicate. Anyone can buy a high-end card. Anyone can build a tuned list or foil out a deck. But a card with a meaningful story, that's one of one. That's something only you can bring to the table. And that, more than anything else on this list, is the most powerful flex there is. At the end of the day, building a Magic deck isn't just about having the shiniest cards or the strongest combos. It's about making something that's uniquely yours. Sure, flexing with rare foils or crazy misprints is cool, but the real value comes from those cards that carry a story, a memory, or just make you smile when you draw them. So the next time you're building or upgrading a deck, remember, it's not just about winning or looking impressive. The most meaningful decks are the ones that feel personal, the ones that remind you of why you love this game in the first place. Thanks for watching. If you've got a card in your deck that means something special or a flex that tells a great story, let me know in the comments. I would genuinely love to hear it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.